What's up, you guys? My name is Hutch, and I make videos and put them on the internet. And today is Saturday, June 7th. It's about 3 p.m. at the time that I'm recording this. I'm going to record this, eat some lunch, and then I'm thinking about going over to a coffee shop and seeing if I can find some chess games. Because I got that itch, got that hankering, got that craving. That was a convenient triple kill. I totally didn't even see the ghillie suit guy, and then two of his friends appeared. It worked out really well, because my field orders was to get 3 non-kill lethal kill streaks. Kills. Can't talk. So I'm playing on Departed. This is part of the new DLC for COD Ghosts called Invasion. I'm playing on the Xbox One. If that means anything to anybody. Doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know why I'm clarifying it, but why not? And I think this is my favorite map in the new pack. Like, they're all pretty small. Like, Favela is was never like a huge map. Mutiny's the smallest, I believe. That's the one that takes place on a haunted death boat or harbor where there is a death boat in it. And the special kill streak in that one is you get to call on these 3 ghosts that follow you around, which is in no way as cool as this kill streak. This fucking kill streak that I'm using right now, the one that you get from the care package, the Death Mariachis, I think this is, not by far, but I think this is my favorite kind of cool little Easter eggy kill streak that they added into their DLCs. With the exception of maybe Predator, because that was a fucking rad kill streak. And yeah, that's kind of what I want to talk about today, is the fact that, like, of all the complaints that people have about Ghosts, and I had a few when it launched, but I still generally kind of liked the game. I thought it was a pretty good Call of Duty game. But I think they're doing a fucking fantastic job with DLC so far. The feedback that they got from the game's launch was that the maps were just way, way, way too big for people's liking. There was really only like a few maps that you could consider to be small, or smallish. And it seems like a majority of players enjoy smaller maps in Call of Duty games. But all the maps in these DLC packs have been pretty small and pretty decent by and large. I think I like this map. I mean, it's not huge or anything like that. It's not too complicated. It plays really well on search. It reminds me of playing on Italy, CS_Italy from Counter-Strike. But and as far as I can tell, it plays really well on Domination too. I mean, this map, I think I do better on this map than any of the other maps. For whatever reason, I can't seem to have a good match on Mutiny, and I think that's because it's so small. It's like there's always you always have to be watching your back in that map. Like, some crazy shenanigans are gonna happen like all the time. Whereas this map, there's a little bit more breathing room to kind of like catch your bearings and do what I'm doing right here. This is kind of unfortunate because like the other team basically like rage quit. 4 more people join here in a second, but it might be boring just for the moment. But yeah, I think that's my opinion on Ghost DLC. I think they're doing a really, really good job with it. And just the fact that they're adding new weapons every single time. Like, the weapons that they added for this DLC were kind of meh, but the idea of it was pretty cool. I mean, we've been talking about rewarding people for prestiging for a long time, and for whatever reason, the devs of this series have been reluctant to give people like a sweet gun if you reach max prestige in the game or something like that. So I think what they did with adding the gold PDW, the automatic PDW as a secondary if you reach the max prestige in this game, is kind of a healthy compromise, because you're not giving them like a sweet fucking laser beam assault rifle. Although that would be intense if they brought back the ACR if you reach 10 prestige. The golden combat knife when you reach prestige 5. I mean, I'm probably never ever gonna try that out because like I like having a gun. But I mean, I'm sure some people are happy with that. So and like the Maverick assault rifle, I really like. The Maverick sniper rifle, I'm not so much a fan of, but the Ripper is obviously pretty devastating. Yeah, so like the hidden kill streaks, the weapons, and all the maps have been really good for this game so far, in my opinion. So while there might be plenty to knock this game for in terms of not really pushing the series too far ahead of where it's always been, and I mean, you could make some arguments that they sort of played it safe for the launch title, they are doing things that none of the other respective developers that make these games are doing right now with DLC. So I think that's kind of a cool little redeeming quality that Infinity Ward's got going for them right now. And I'll tell you something. I'm looking forward to Advanced Warfare for a couple reasons. First of all, I want to be able to jump higher. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that in the game. I saw people jumping higher in the it looked like a single player campaign cinematic, but that'd be fucking sweet if I could jump higher in multiplayer. I think changing the movement of the game is something that maybe it's needed for quite a little bit of time now, like something to really like throw into multiplayer and shake things up and differentiate it from what it's always done before. I think that would be a lot of fun. But, and this might surprise some people, I'm optimistic because Sledgehammer's developing the game. Not because Sledgehammer's necessarily established themselves as a developer that people can trust. I think that takes time, and it kind of depends on what they do with Advanced Warfighter, or Warfighter, Jesus. It kind of depends on what they do with Advanced Warfare. I mean, if they really knock it out of the park, then presumably people would trust them. But I think that if I was Sledgehammer in this sort of situation, I would feel like I had something to prove. I would feel pretty hungry. I mean, here you have these two developing studios in Treyarch and Infinity Ward, to a lesser degree Neversoft as well now, and Raven, but you never hear about those guys. But you have these two studios that have been pumping out Call of Duty for the last 9 years, and even though Infinity Ward isn't necessarily the same Infinity Ward that it used to be, I'm sure there's still a lot of people that have been around for a while. Now you're Sledgehammer, you come in. I mean, you have the fate of, or part of the fate of, one of the biggest first-person shooters ever in the history of all time. You could make an argument that it is the biggest first-person shooter of all time. Although some people would probably argue with that and say that Counter-Strike is, and they might be right. But if I put myself in their shoes, I would feel like I really had something to prove, and I would feel like I was super hungry to do something that no one had ever seen before. So without like actually seeing anything that they've worked on, I think the fact that they're such a young developer in this series, and that this is their first kind of opportunity to make a name for themselves and to establish trust with people that play and love their game, I think that that's incentive enough for them to really want to bust their fucking titties off and make an amazing Call of Duty game. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see, but I think I'm more on the optimistic side of how that game is going to turn out than I am on the pessimistic side of things. Anyways, if you guys have played the new DLC and you think I'm totally full of shit, or you totally agree with me, drop a comment and let me know what your favorite maps are and favorite guns and kill streaks and all those sort of things. And let me know if I'm the only one that's having trouble with Mutiny, man. That map is so fucking tough to me. Anyways, hope you guys are enjoying your weekend so far. I might stream some chess later, I'm not sure. I'll let you know. Talk to you later. Okay, bye.